first off, One Fast Move was just such a thrilling watch. What inspired you to write and direct it?
Oh, thank you. It came from my love of motorcycles. I'm an avid motorcyclist, and they gave so much to me in my life for so many reasons. And I realized that there was an absence of a grounded motorcycle racing film, and that became a great challenge for me. And in the meantime, I was exploring these themes and thinking about these themes of a father and son, and what it means to be a man in the modern world and being pulled in many different directions as you're making that transition to being a man. And I just thought the two worlds meshed very well together, and I melded them into one fast move.
And it's great. It's great.
Huh, thanks.
So how did your love of motorcycles and racing, how did that kind of shape your approach to filming how to race and him learning how to do it?
Well, these bikes are going extremely fast, and so it was how are we going to capture this? How are we going to do it safely? How are we going to make it subjective and thrilling to the audience? Um, and how are we going to embed the story within that world as well? So, we developed a lot of ways to shoot. We shot with a camera race bike that we were able to strap the camera in the front and the back. We were able to build a race car that we strapped all over cameras all over that. We used helicopters, and we set up essentially real mock races with real racers and choreographed these races. So I had a wonderful stunt team and second unit team to be able to capture all this and do it safely. And then yeah, then just wanting to tell. I didn't want it to feel like two films. I wanted it to feel like the great character sports dramas that I love, like Rocky and The Fighter and The Wrestler and Ford versus Ferrari, and these very compelling character pieces that are also really exciting and thrilling, but they don't feel like two different movies, let's say.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So it definitely didn't feel like two separate movies.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad.
Um, You have some really heartbreaking lines in this movie. One that stands out is when Wes is training and he goes, "Don't wreck that bike. That's like a child to me."
Mm.
And it's one of those like pivotal lines in the movie and whatnot. Um, where did you come up with those? Because there's quite a few.
Well, thank you so much for noticing those. That means a lot. Because you think about these things a lot as you're writing it, and you're trying to put meaning into those, but you never know if they're actually going to ring true. For me, with that just came from character with Dean in the story, where he's really seeing Wes at this point in the film as as his ticket out, as his ticket back to stardom and back to success. And when he says that bike is like a child to me, don't crash it. And here's Wes who was abandoned by Dean, his own child. I think obviously hits all of that pain that Wes has had his entire life. And he immediately just wants off the bike. He wants nothing to do with it at that point. But he also is sort of stuck because he wants to continue this journey of being a racer, since he's committed to it. So yeah, you try to add all of these lines that have these layered meanings, but you just never know if they'll hit the way they do. So I'm glad to hear that it did for you.
Oh, it definitely did because it's like there's just the thrill of watching the race, and then you get these emotional blows, and it really just made the movie for sure.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot.
Um, so my final question for you is, how did you come up with One Fast Move as the official title?
So when I was younger, well, I still am, but mostly when I was a huge Jack Kerouac fan. He was sort of a mentor for my younger years. And there was a book called Big Sur, and there's a line in it that says, "One fast move or I'm gone." Is a particular sentence in that book, and I just always remembered that, and I thought, gosh, there's so many meanings to that particular. Of course, there's the parallel with the racing and One Fast Move, but there's also the One Fast Move of Dean taking off on Wes. There's One Fast Move of Dean of Wes taking off on Camilla, and everybody is so quick to be able to run from, let's say, their troubles or their responsibilities instead of facing them head on. And so it just seemed like the best title that would kind of encapsulate all those different things.